Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Friday the 17th. Well, this is the midday chart. And what you can see here is the fronts that went through overnight. That gave a little bit of rain on them, and then a very, very small ridge of high pressure building for the day, stabilizing things out. Might have been one or two showers this morning out to the west, but I think they've been killed off by the high pressure building steadily, the pressure rising. And it'll be sort of fairly straightforward day, reasonable spacing on the isobars, so light westerly flow winds. Warm front obviously has quite a lot of cloud in front of it, and you'll see that that's sort of starting to show its hand. By lunchtime in the afternoon, you'll see the upper cloud developing, but for today, doesn't get much simpler than that in the winter. This sort of little system's lining itself up to drift across overnight and into tomorrow. So by sort of, midnight, 1 o'clock, it's heading towards us, and then during the day, in the morning period, the fronts go through. So look at that. Maybe with cold front will cleared tomorrow lunchtime, and they'll get something in the afternoon. Okay, TAFs. Farnborough, it doesn't get any shorter than that ever. So what you've essentially got is westerly wind all day, 6 knots, 10 knots at most, looking at the forecast, 260 degrees, pretty much straight down the runway, maybe a touch of south. And then few at 4,500 feet. I think that's a bit optimistic. I think you might see some little whiffs of cumulus. You might get some local soaring today, but I don't think it's going to be at 4,500 feet. That's for sure. What you haven't got on there, which you may see, is sort of fog in the valleys up till the sort of lunchtime. It was foggy out in the west. At the moment, that may take a while to clear and linger in the sort of low-lying areas. Upper winds, fairly light, in the middle of the country, just westerly 10 to 15 knots, and down in the channel, 15 knots. So we've got somewhere around the same 10 to 15 probably, from pretty much 270 degrees. StatPic shows the warm front showing its hand. As you can see there, thicker stuff will be the stuff we'll start to see in the afternoon. My dog barking at something. And then temperature-wise, I'm not going to feel particularly warm out there. It's quite chilly out there at the moment, but 9-10 degrees, about average for this time of year, should be pleasant enough in the sun, and there's not a great deal of wind chill, so it won't be too bad. Cloud amounts doesn't particularly pick up the fog unless this is the sort of fog areas that they're talking about. So by sort of 11 o'clock, little bits of cumulus, and you're starting to see the thicker cloud out to the west building up, but we're not going to really see that. That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to start to see some thin upper cloud developing, and then it's thickening up really overnight. Thermal wise, if we're going to get any, it'll be from sort of 11 o'clock onwards. Might stand a chance of getting a little bit of soaring. I haven't looked at any ascents, so they're sort of suggesting 600 meters, 2,000 feet at best, but not really much chance. Maybe a small amount of local soaring. So good day, folks. Light westerly wind, sunny, warm-ish for this time of year, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Okay, airspace wise, again, nothing in our area, and these two out here are absolutely nothing to worry about. The danger area is just a change of height. It's clay pigeon shooting down here, so really quiet in our area for NOTAMs. In terms of jet movements, a little bit more complicated, because looking at this initial flight plan, there was an A39 flight plan at 10:55. That's now showing 11:20 inbound to us. And there's another flight plan, potential flight plan for a 737 inbound at 12:20, but that one's not really confirmed yet. We'll know more a little bit later, but certainly 2 inbounds today. And our operation, obviously we're going to be on the main runway. Grass is still wet, so here's the plan, folks. Launch point will be around here. Cables can be on the south side. It's just the easier option. Cables coming down the south side, winching gliders south of the centre line. Launch point vehicle will be just north of the centre line, and then air towing off the northern edge. So circuit wise, if you circuit to the south, you either land on the main runway or you land on the grass. Circuit to the north, you land grass north side. You don't meet up with something back here when you're both trying to land on the runway. So circuit to the north, land grass north side. And remember, when you're landing on the runway, one side or the other, and then just roll up to about this area here. In terms of what the airfield will be like, assume it's still going to be soft down to the south, and there'll be some soft areas around the edges here. So if you're landing on the grass over here a bit, we'll be fine. And that's about it, folks. Mike Birch is in charge today. He'll be running the launch point, running the operation, and I'll keep him updated on jet movements and what's actually going on. So, okay, go out there and enjoy yourself.